everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Lara, and today we're doing another pick a card, tarot, and oracle reading. And this time we're asking the question, what is next in love for you? And it doesn't matter if you are in a relationship, if you are single, if you're in a situationship, this reading is for you. So what I need you guys to do is just ask this question out loud or in your head and take a look at all three of the cards on screen. We have group number 1. We have group number 2, and we have group number 3. Reflect, meditate, and stare at these cards. Just see which one you feel most drawn to. Okay, and while we're doing that, I'm going to give you my updates. I want to give a huge shout out to Li Chen, the furniture store, for sending me my free desk. I needed a new desk so bad, guys. I was literally... mine was falling apart. The desk that I film on, falling apart, hanging on by 2 screws. And I was telling people in my life, I was putting it out in the universe, I really need a new desk. And weirdly, serendipitously, creepily, Li Chen emailed me shortly after I put that out in the universe. It was like, hey, we want to give you a free desk. So I'm like, of course I got to take it. And this desk is literally perfect for filming. And look, the new black. Do you guys like it? Let me know down below. And it holds all of my tarot cards and oracle decks, so it's just perfect. And I just wanted to give a thank you and leave their link in case anybody needs some furniture. It is very high quality and ships extremely fast, so way better than Amazon, honestly, because I bought my old desk from Amazon and I had it for 2 or 3 years and it literally fell apart on me. So this one, I built it, and I could just tell based off of the screws, the materials, that this is going to last many, many, many years. So highly recommend. Anyways, another thing that I want to talk about is I am in the process of completing my tarot course. Now, I told y'all about this months ago, and I told you guys it would be finished by the end of May or April or something like that. Yeah, I recognize that it is now August and it's still not out. I promise you I'm working on it. It's going to have a lot of material. I am pretty much putting everything that I know about tarot into this course because I never want to make a course again on tarot. So you can sign up for my newsletter, my website. I barely send emails. I only send emails through that when I truly have new products out or if there's a really big sale. So you're not going to get spammed a whole ton. You can go to my website, spiritpsychic.org, to sign up for that if you want to get notified when I release that course. Also, of course, I'm going to, in the community tab of YouTube, I'm going to let y'all know when I release the course. So yeah, I'll let you guys know, essentially. And of course, in videos, I'll talk about it. But I just wanted to remind you, if anyone who signed up for my website and is waiting for that course, it is in the works. It's gonna be a big one. Okay. So there's that. Anyways, that's my newsletter for the week. I hope you selected your group because we're gonna get started now. Hello, group number 1, and welcome. Let's see what's in store for you. What's next in your love life? Okay, so we have a lot of oracle cards, and we have a rune, we have the astro dice. The rune that came out for you is called Yera, and this is the rune of celebration. So this is a really positive omen that a lot of positive stuff is about to pop off in your love life, okay? And then this is confirmed with the astro dice. We have Pluto in Libra in the 5th house, and Pluto represents that sort of beginning of a new era, totally on par with Yara, the rune. So guys, the reason why you were drawn into this reading and for some reason felt the need to click this video is because these next 12 months in particular is going to be a massive changing of tides, change of season in your love life, specifically around the winter solstice, Christmas time, the end of December, okay? That may be a pretty significant time for you. It's not to say that nothing's going to pop off until that time. This is saying the next 12 months, there's going to be a lot unfolding in general in your love life, for sure, especially with Libra coming out. Libra is literally the sign of committed partnerships and love that is out in the open, love that is celebrated. Hey, here's my girlfriend, here's my boyfriend, here's my husband, here's my wife, just bragging about it, like wanting to show you off as their arm candy, wanting to show the world, look how hot my wife is, how hot my husband is, that type of energy. And then with the 5th house, this is fun, this is entertainment, this is fire and passion and really like going out and enjoying life to the fullest. So, and also children, it could also represent children and family. I'm seeing a serious relationship unfolding, and especially Pluto, like the planet of birth and death and rebirth, very Scorpio type of energy. This is intense. I feel like the next 12 months, I know this isn't the next 12 months reading, but with Yara coming out, it represents 12 months time, or around December. That's why I mentioned that. So like the end of December, around Christmas time, around winter solstice. So guys, crazy stuff going on here. Definitely seeing a very significant relationship. And if you're already in a relationship, you're somehow upping the ante of that relationship, whether that is marriage, moving in, having children, whatever. You're upping the ante in your love life for sure. Crazy. And, be open-minded about what comes through and what happens, because you never know. You never know. Okay, a lot can change in 1 year's time, guys. So let's dive into it. This is the card you selected. Very beautiful. And here's the message. Sacred union. Honor and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. There's a serious relationship here. Absolutely. But let's get more information into it. So a lot of you might judge me or criticize me, but I had an awesome customer the other day that was mentioning spirits that I have not heard the name of in a long time, and it made me pull out my demon tarot. And demons, like the concept of demons, really are just misunderstood spirits. And I don't know, I just wanted to get some traits, characteristics, some form of divination from this deck. And we're going to read it from the book because I'm not overly familiar. You have Alisur or Alikur, I don't know how to pronounce that, coming out for you. And we're going to read all about it, maybe learn about a new spirit together and understand why this is coming through. Okay. So, Alikur or Alerces, I think it's pronounced Alisur. Alisur is another demon who comes from us from Weyer's Pseudomanacaria Demonum, in which he is named as a great duke of hell, commanding 36 legions of demons. He, like Abigor, I don't know how to pronounce these names, appears as a knight on a horseback, but unlike Abigor, Alisur does not seem to be interested in the art of war or military strategy. Instead, his focus is on astronomy and the liberal arts, but he does enjoy tempting those who summon him into acts of immorality. But let's be fair, he is a demon. He should be allowed to have a bit of fun. Alistair's cat-like appearance in Louis Breton's cards is not caricature. He is most often described as having the face of a lion with glowing eyes and a roaring voice. Perhaps those animal characteristics are responsible for another of his gifts. Alistair is said to be able to guide those who summon him to find good familiars, and surely many of those are the classic black cat. So I love this. First and foremost, you're going to connect with somebody who loves animals and is really into the liberal arts, really into almost like having something to say about many different subjects, well-read in many different subjects, and an animal lover. These are two things, possibly a cat owner, possibly a black cat owner, okay? Or you could be one of those things as well. But we're already getting a ton of traits. This is why I wanted to select this deck, because really this booklet gives so many different traits that we talk about when you put, the fact that they're demons to the side. So yeah, classic cat lover type of energy. Here's the inspiration. Picture the cliche of the large, powerful general with a booming voice, a bawdy sense of humor, and permanently ruddy cheeks. And you're not far from the picture of Alisur. Okay, we're getting more characteristics here, guys. This is someone who is like giving gentle giant energy. All right, you see them from a distance and they might look like big and scary, like for example, if any of you go to the gym, there's always like this one dude who's like 7 foot tall and ripped and like oily and like mean looking. And then you talk to him and he's like, oh my God, hi, you want a hug? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I love little tiny tiny animals. And I feel like that's the type of person, whether it's a man or woman, that's the type of energy they give off. For example, if this is a woman, they are like posh and serious and sultry and sexy, and they look mean. But then you talk to them and they're just a little tiny teddy bear, you know, personality wise. So I love this for you so much. It's so cute. Oh my gosh. And good sense of humor, of course. While Abajur is the sort of general whose wars could bring to mind a chessboard, Alistair's engagements would seem to be more of those of a Viking warlord with a knowledge of astronomy to guide his armies and a love of the arts to appreciate the treasure he conquers. Okay, this person could give off Viking energy for some of you, or might have like one of those haircuts. You know what I'm talking about. You know, if this is a man, at least. If this is a woman, same vibes, like very strong warrior like energy. You know, don't mess with me energy, but on the inside, they're just a little teddy bear. Doesn't matter the gender, okay? They're just so cute. I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy I picked this deck. We're getting so much answers from this. The divination here is focused on the liberal sciences, including observation and charting. So this person may be into things like that. Okay. Wow. I love that description of this person. I think they're really cool. I think you're going to be really attracted to them. We have the Nightingale coming out. Oh my gosh, this came out the last time I did a reading with this deck. Incredible. So this is very vocal, great conversations. We see throat chakra energy here. And guys, I feel like it's so important for you, if you want love, to go out and make it happen. You know what I mean? Like, talk, flirt, go on first dates. You're not going to find this by sitting at home wishing, you know? So don't be afraid to meet strangers. Don't be afraid to introduce yourself. Don't be afraid to go on first dates, you know? If you want love and it's like you're having a hard time meeting people, put yourself into positions to meet people, you know? Dating apps, for example, or mixers, or like going out. Like, you need to put yourself in some sort of environment that is conducive to meeting people who might be in alignment with you. For example, if you're using dating apps, like, you need to make your bio explaining like who you are and what you're into. And yes, you're gonna have to weed through a bunch of crap, but you will also attract people who are really into the same things you are, you know? And I was telling the signs for this week on my second channel that I oftentimes met a lot of great friends from dating apps and places like that, you know, literally in my bio, just like, I'm looking for friends and here's what I'm into, you know, because for me, it's hard to go out and meet new people when I work from home and all of my hobbies are like indoor solo hobbies, you know what I mean? So like, when I want someone new in my life, when I want that fresh energy, like, I have no problem going online and literally advertising who I am and what I'm about and saying, yeah, I want a friend, like being specific like that. And again, you'll have to go through a lot of crappy people, you know, you'll have to, you know, navigate through people that aren't in alignment with you. However, it really does attract people who are. And so this may be pointing to how this person comes in. Definitely you're taking initiative when it comes to your love life and finding someone like this. And if you're already with this person, we're just seeing great conversations. And again, you're going to have to initiate a conversation when it comes to what you want. So I'm seeing you initiating that, you know, like, for example, if you're already married and you want to have children and you're ready to take that next step, you know, you're going to have to sit your partner down and have that conversation. Like, don't just like keep waiting for it, you know, plan it out. Like, okay, here's what we're both doing. What is our timeline? Don't be afraid to initiate these deeper conversations. That's how we get closer to people. I think with the internet era, a lot, and also just like growing up in the times that we grew up, a lot of us are traumatized and just assume the worst of strangers, assume the worst of people. And we need to remember that the majority of strangers, the majority of people are very kind, very nice. And even though we might have one or two bad experiences with people, that doesn't mean anything. Also, I want to say, especially if you're a woman who has not even just a woman, a man too, okay? Any gender, it does not matter. If you are somebody who is psychically sensitive, you are an empath, you have strong amounts of empathy, you like, at a certain point in your time, before you learn boundaries, oftentimes are victims. Just straight up, like, let's talk about it. When you are an empath, when you're a sensitive soul and you don't have boundaries, you are a magnet for these narcissists, for these people who use you and victimize you in whatever way that means. And I understand why that can skew your perception of like, oh, dating is exhausting, or meeting strangers is dangerous, or fill in the blank, you know, I understand it. But you have to understand that's a skewed perception. Okay. And once you learn those boundaries, once you learn how to protect yourself, like literally protect yourself, then life becomes safe again. And I'm feeling the need to do that and sort of retrain yourself. Like, I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. Whatever that means for you. And not just like manifesting it via affirmation, but like literally manifesting it. What is safety? Having good boundaries, carrying a knife on you or some mace or something. You know, knowing the red flags and trusting your intuition when it's saying this is not right. You know, that's safety. Those are the safety measures we all need to know, you know? So what is that? Having good emotional boundaries, physical boundaries just in case, mental boundaries with ourselves, you know, not pursuing it further if our intuition says no. When you have all those things, you're safe, honey. You are safe. So get out there, because most people are actually very nice. And yeah, of course, they're not all compatible with you, but they're nice. They're nice. Relaxation. Beautiful. See, it's not as much effort as you may be saying to yourself. Like, you can relax, you can have nice time and have this path forward. We have success coming through. I just feel like in these next 12 months in general, you know, this is like slowly turning into instead of like what's next in love, it's turning into what's next in love and life in the next 12 months. That's what I'm sort of seeing for you. I really do feel like in these next 12 months, you are achieving higher and higher levels of personal success. And with Yera, this is the rune of celebration. This rune is sort of representing the overall next chapter in your life that is ongoing currently. And we are seeing more career or personal success there. I'm seeing visions of, if you have like a business, making a lot more money with that business, being a lot more successful with that business. I'm also seeing visions of getting physically healthy, you know, changing your health habits up intuitively when you feel the need to, and staying really healthy. I'm also seeing little tweaks that you're making to your appearance. Maybe you're having a better skincare routine. Maybe you are, I don't know, dyeing your hair again or dressing better, whatever it is for you. And, you know, just overall glowing a little bit brighter, and allowing yourself relaxation time. See, this is someone here in a hammock reading a book, you know, no longer putting so much pressure on themselves to constantly be productive. They successfully broke out of the illusion that, you know, we're all just a slave to communism. Wow. Consumerism is what I meant to say. Oh man, maybe there's a few people watching who come from a communist country and escaping that. And it's like, you can relax now. Anyways, moving on. What's next in love and apparently life? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm such a dork. The full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaches. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm seeing this vision of this person we described, you know, like you're really sexually attracted to them, like straight up. And like they're knocking the dust off that pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like they are, I'm so disgusting. I'm so sorry. Like they are, y'all are very passionate. You know, let me just say that. This person could be a fire sign too. Or maybe some of y'all are, I don't know, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, maybe. I don't really predict things like that, like hardcore. So don't like only date fire signs now. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of passion in that regard unfolding for you. These next 12 months, that's what's next in love. Like your next partner here, we got a good description of them. We see this Aries energy, which is very masculine, like really masculine, not in a toxic way at all. And even if they're a feminine woman who loves wearing dresses, loves the feminine side of life, like this is somebody who is like assertive. You know, they know what they want, which it's just so hot. I love it. I love this for you. I'm jealous. Okay. This is great. Enjoy it. We have codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. Okay. This is understandable. And I feel like as you learn how to relax more into your own plan and build your own personal success up for yourself. I feel like this year you're breaking out of any codependent type of patterns you have. And in the early days of romance, or currently with this person, if you're already with them, there may be some issues surrounding codependency, like how often do we talk, the attachment styles. You're going to have to navigate that and your own attachment style. As we mentioned, because I felt guided to mention earlier, like trauma, and being susceptible to narcissism in the past and being used in the past, having those codependent sort of patterns for yourself because you are an empath or psychically sensitive, whatever, and feeling everything so deeply. And that's fine. That's beautiful. But I feel like these past several months for you have been about learning how to take good care of yourself. And now I'm seeing that like someone else is entering the mix and learning how to enjoy your love life in addition to caring for yourself, if that makes sense. We have romantic feelings. Yes, your feelings are real and worth exploring. See, guys, here's the thing. Like, you may have been codependent in the past, and a part of you might be thinking now, like, okay, I have to, create my success story. I have to focus on my inner transformation, my self-love journey. Maybe I don't have the time for this next step in love that I want, whether it's a serious relationship, moving in, marriage, children. Like, I don't have the time. I don't have the space for that, blah, 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 blah. But in reality, like, your romantic feelings are guiding you in that direction, whichever one applies to you. And they're real and worth exploring. Exactly. You're never really going to feel ready. You can do both at the same time. You can take care of yourself, go after your goals, and explore romance further all at the same time. That is called balance. It's when you are saying to yourself, I have to become a millionaire before I have any fulfilling and meaningful relationships. That's a little weird. Because that's unbalanced, and that longing is still going to be there. You're a human, craving these really close, intimate connections is totally normal. And if you're craving them right now, it's worth exploring. We have the fates coming out. Okay. And I don't know. Some of you guys like when I read from the book. Others of you don't. I like reading from the book for certain, oracles, and this is one of those decks where I love reading it because there's literally relationship messages here. So we're going to read about it. Other people are who they are. You can't change them. The challenge is to accept them as they are and not try to make them otherwise to suit you. That's a really good piece of advice. This is a time to look at how you attempt to mold people to fit your view of how they should be, so you can remain in the relationship and avoid discomfort. And that's that codependency we were talking about, guys. This is really great advice for breaking out of codependency. Stop trying to mold people into the person you need them to be, and instead stay in the present moment and ask yourself right here in the present moment, is this person who I need them to be in order to be at peace in this relationship? What if who they are and whatever is happening between you and them in this situation is perfect from the perspective of spirit? Now is the time to accept what you cannot change, even if it means that you honor yourself, spirit, and the other person by moving on. Wow. Love unconditionally for each of us is on our own journey. And we cannot direct that of another. Be aware that this relationship is indeed fated, and you are meant to evolve into a better version of yourself as a result of it. I am picking up on the presence of quite a few people here who might be in a relationship currently that's not working. This isn't going to be all of you that are in a relationship, okay? So if this person we described really suits the person you're with and you feel good about them, then by all means stick with that. But there are a big portion of people here who are in a relationship that is not working for you currently, and you keep trying to change your partner into somebody you need them to be for the relationship. And instead, Spirit is saying like they're perfect just the way they are. That's loving unconditionally. Mr. Rogers taught us this, guys. Loving them the way they are. And if the way they are is not compatible for a healthy, loving relationship with you, then you need to de-escalate that relationship. You know, I was with someone one time for years who I wanted to marry, and we had plans to get married. And I kept trying to I totally resonate with this message. I kept trying to like change aspects about them that was not compatible for any long-term relationship, like really bad at communicating, things like that. And it's like, you know, that's just who that person is, because it didn't matter how much I brought it up to them. It didn't matter how much I tried to change it. That is just who they are. You know, I tried to get them to go out on more dates. They don't like going out on dates. That is who they are. I should not change that about them. And I loved them so much, and I was so attached to them. I couldn't stand the thought of not being in their life, and vice versa. And so de-escalating was actually the best thing we could do, because now we are friends and it's great. I could still enjoy this person, but they are certainly not the person I'm going to invite out when I want to hang out and have a good time. You know, and I need to have a relationship with somebody who has an adventurous spirit. I can't deal with sitting inside all the time. We weren't compatible at that level. And I was able to acknowledge that and love them for who they are and say, you know what, I feel like I need this instead, and that's fine. I don't want to change you. We're just not compatible. And because of that, you know, I'm at peace now. No more drama, no more chaos and suffering. And so some of you are in a similar situation where you may be in a codependent relationship and you're having a hard time letting this attachment go, but you know that who they are at the core of their being is not really your long-term love partner. And this reading is sort of promising you that if you have the strength to let them go, you know, you will open the doors up to someone who is really compatible to you coming in. That person we just described, you know, with the Viking energy and the liberal arts and whatnot. The very specific messages we got, like that person is available to you. Even if you don't find that attractive, like shut up. Like, okay, then this isn't your reading. I get those comments like at least once on every video I do like this. This person doesn't sound attractive at all. Okay, then select another group, Linda. I don't care. Anyways, we have peace coming through. On that note, peace. Love that. Love that. See, that's what I'm saying. Especially, oh wow, and I opened up right to the page. To me, that's always a sign that we're on the right page, literally. But yeah, guys, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're in that predicament, there is so much peace and relaxation that will come to your soul when you stop trying to fight so hard for a relationship that is not fighting for you. When you stop trying to fight so hard for someone to turn into someone they are not. Okay, it's okay. If you don't like them, let them go. Let them be with somebody who does like those unlikable qualities, you know? And give yourself the chance to connect with somebody who is much more like better aligned with you, you know, on your vibration. Beautiful. And here's the relationship message for peace. When two people are in true alignment with one another, we can't make this up. They have innate harmony between them. Exactly. You wouldn't be feeling emotionally confused all the time, stressed out, feeling like you need to argue all of the time if you were with the right person. I promise you. I promise you that. And even in the early days of romance, when things may be weird because, you know, you might have insecurities or unknowns, you know, trying to get on each other's pages, you know, even when you communicate that to your partner, they would be peaceful and accepting, not argumentative and defensive. I promise you, if you are not at peace in your relationship, you are in the wrong relationship. All right? As simple as that. They are as two perfectly tuned instruments playing together. Sometimes it's impossible to tell who is who. Peace is yours, and it is to be savored. Absolutely. I love the people watching who are already in this relationship, like you're in a good relationship, good connection. If these things resonate, keep going in that. If you're single, this is what you're attracting. And if you're in a not so great relationship, I am seeing a separation and attracting this type of relationship. So 3 different stories coming through, all with a beautiful, beautiful person and a happy ending here if you listen to the advice given. So let's just shuffle up the tarot and see what comes through. Gotta, you know, at least pull the tarot once. And oh my gosh, I just saw 333 on the clock. What a great confirmation. Okay. So we have the Nine of Cups coming out as your first card. And yes, this is so important when it comes to overcoming codependency. And oh my gosh, on the okay. The Nine of Cups almost always shows just one person content with the life that they made for themselves. You know, it kind of shows that one step before the Ten of Cups. But of course, on this deck that I just so happen to shuffle up, we have two people here. Look at that relationship. Look at how beautiful. Two people completely like dressed in their own style, completely different, enjoying their own individual lives. You know, she might be into her little arts and crafts here, making these bouquets and these cups. And then this person may be into, I don't know, fashion design or golfing or something. I don't know. You know, two people who have their own lives, their own hobbies, their own friends, their own interests, and they're able to really enjoy each other's company because there's no pressure. There's no strong attachment. No, like, you have to be this for me. It is just, here I am enjoying my life. Here you are enjoying your life. We enjoy our time together. It's very peaceful. And this is the key to coming out of codependency. Oh my gosh. 10 of Cups right after that. This is what I was saying. Like, look at the progression. Look at the progression. It almost looks like this is the younger couple and they're like just silly, enjoying their own lives, enjoying the early days of romance. And then they turn into this older couple. See, he has like a beard and her hair's a lot longer. And they're like welcoming their child. This is complete emotional fulfillment, guys. Like, this is family energy. This is long-term energy. Nine of Wands in reverse. Yes, you definitely have some fears or resistance to opening up to this because you've been hurt before. That's exactly what the Nine of Wands is all about. Being hurt before, you know, having to learn the hard way in life several times over. And, you know, you're trying to protect your heart, but your romantic feelings are real and worth exploring. And guys, I'm not even joking. Next 12 months, I am seeing a relationship here that is serious, that is extremely compatible to you. Long-term marriage, family energy. I'm not even joking. 10 of Cups. In it for the long haul. This is someone that you are spending your life with, or a very large chunk of that life with, possibly even having children with. Okay, and the key feeling here is peace. I feel at peace in this relationship. I can relax in this relationship. I could be myself. Okay, even if that passion fades, that's fine with you because it will be replaced with complete and utter trust and acceptance of each other. And again, peace. You know, you can always find passion and novelty in other areas of life. You know, those things wear off in relationships, like flat out. They will wear off, okay? The novelty, the excitement of a new partner, that will wear off the longer you're with somebody, and it gets replaced with deep, resounding trust and peace, which is priceless. Almost even that peace, that sense of completely trusting somebody is so much more valuable than the novelty of a new partner. Let me tell you, that novelty, that passion, you can experience that from so many different areas of life. You can travel, you can start a new business. You can get that feeling anywhere. But that trust, that commitment, that level of completely being able to leave your life into someone else's hands is rare, and it is coming through for you next 12 months. So some of you may already be there with your partner. And like I said, you're taking your love story to the next level in the next 12 months. This is a great reading, guys. I love this. And Nine of Wands in reverse. I understand there is a third of you probably watching who are in the wrong relationship. Like I said, there's like a third of you watching who are in the right relationship. You're already in this and you're evolving. A third of you that is single. You're meeting this person. And then another third of you who is with the wrong person. You know that in the depths of your soul. Okay, this stopped recording and I don't know where I was at, but I'm going to continue what I was saying, which was if you're in this bad relationship, you might, a good thing that you can do to ask yourself and understand if this is the right person for you, do you think they would make a good parent? Like, would you want them to raise your child? Do you think they would be good to you if you were to be raising their child? Would they put in a fair amount of work and equal effort? Would they be nice to you? Would they be kind to you? Would they be the type of person you would want to model off to your children? That is a great question, because even if you have zero plans on having children, the answer to that question will also answer whether or not you should have them in your life. And I don't care if this person, like if you're dating somebody who hates children and you hate children, the fact of the matter, like if you suddenly were to have a child that you had to take care of, like let's just say you suddenly have like a niece or nephew or cousin, or just a child appears in your life and you're now their parent. Would you want them to raise that child? Would they make a good parent? If the answer is no, they are not a good partner either. They are not treating your inner child with love and respect. Okay? So, the third of you who are watching, who aren't in a good relationship or situation right now, I hope this reading gives you the strength to walk away. And, you can de-escalate without cutting off if you want. Like, you can keep this person as a friend. For some people, I don't know. I'm polyamorous, so my relationships are a little different. I feel like a lot of my relationships I can successfully de-escalate. I know a lot of people who are monogamous cannot do that. But ask yourself, if I still had this person in my life, I could still enjoy a friendship with them. Would it be better off if we just went our separate ways? And maybe you don't even want them in your life. Maybe you just want a clean ending. 5 of Cups in reverse. Wow. Overcoming the past and seeing what's right here in the present moment. Yes. Here's the thing. If you're in a relationship that you plan on breaking off, I don't think it'll take super duper long until you find a really good relationship. I would not recommend breaking up with someone and then immediately dating again. Give yourself several months, guys. But I do see you finding someone within 12 months. Okay, that could be like 12 months after you break up, for example. You find someone amazing. Or, maybe even like 8 or 9 months. I don't think that's unreasonable. I really don't. Unless you're with someone for like 40 years and it's like a good relationship and suddenly they pass away or something happens like that, then I understand taking a little bit more time to heal. But I don't think 12 months is unreasonable, especially if you're not in a good relationship. I feel like it's not that unusual to be in a really bad relationship for a long time, mourn that relationship while you're in it, and then have not such a hard time or like, I guess like toxic time finding love again, because it's like, you still were on your own. You didn't have the things you needed in a relationship. So we have the 7 of Cups. So much choice, so many different people that you can connect with, so many different ways that you can connect. Don't make it a dream, make it an action, make it a reality, Put yourself out there, start flirting, guys. Bring this person in. 5 of Swords, walking away from those relationships that don't work. And I feel so sad with this. If you're single, if you're in a relationship, or if you're currently in a bad relationship, I feel like you all share this story where you have been with people or close to people who, it's like when you would try bringing up a want or a need or some sort of deep conversation, they would just get defensive. And there was zero conflict resolution skill in that relationship, which is a foundational trait that you need in all relationships and friendships, by the way. You cannot have a deep and successful friendship or relationship if one or both people are lacking conflict resolution skills, because then what happens is when there's an issue in the relationship or some sort of insecurity or problem, and one party tries to talk about it and they're met with defensiveness, criticism, that problem's never going to get resolved. It'll go back into that person's mind and heart instead of being released and reassured. And it'll keep coming up time and time again. Once a moon cycle. Every full moon, that issue will come back up, guaranteed. And you may have dealt with that in the past. 9 of Wands in reverse. You guys do have a painful past here. And that may make you think like, okay, love is exhausting. Dating is exhausting. There's no good people out there. And your perspective is crap, guys. It's complete crap. Just because you experience that does not mean most people are like that. I hate to say it to you. But, you're the problem, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But like, for real, your lack of boundaries in the past was what skewed that perspective. Not the fact that most people suck. I can't stand, and I'm totally a hypocrite now because I used to be like this. People who are like, all men suck or all women suck or, people suck. Like, no. Your boundaries suck. You suck. You're not treating yourself right, which is causing these codependent relationships where you're getting walked all over, unused and abused. that is on you. That is on you. Because you know what? The second someone starts treating you poorly, you can walk away and say, okay, yep, I met one of those few people who suck. It is on you that those experiences happen. I'm sorry if that's hurtful to hear, but it is. But you know what? It's okay, because when you accept this and you realize this, you also realize that you're protected from those types of people for the rest of your life. You know, because now you're taking personal responsibility and accountability. And I want to be clear here. This does not count if you were a child. Like, if you got severely hurt as a child, that is not on you. That is not your fault. That is not your problem. Okay? Or if you were in some sort of circumstance where you had literally no other option. But a lot of us out here like to have a history or stay in these relationships that we know we shouldn't stay in. We see the red flags and we ignore them. Literally, there's a whole culture around it. Why do you think the word delulu became a thing? A lot of people do it. And we need to start taking accountability for those experiences, because what we're doing is hurting ourselves, and we're the only person hurting ourselves. Okay? The people who are emotionally unavailable that we connect with, the people who have poor conflict resolution skills, yes, they may do things in the relationship that suck. However, they make it pretty clear through their actions and words exactly what they're at, where they're at in their journey, what they're about. And if you choose to ignore that, that is on you. Okay? And the reason why I'm being so harsh here is because a lot of you have convinced yourself that it is scary to date. It's scary to go out there. It's scary to fall in love. And that's the delusion. Okay? You delusioned yourself based off of your poor lack of boundaries in the past and your codependent behaviors in the past. But you know what? You don't have to carry that into the future. You can fall in love healthily. You can see the red flags and say, no way, Jose. You can see the green flags and say, yes, B. You can have a great, fulfilling life as an individual with your own friends, your own hobbies, your own passion and purpose. And in addition to that, enjoy close connections and relationships. That's on you. And I feel like if all of this is resonating, we are going to have a very, very nice year ahead, guys. Falling in love, serious love. I'm seeing marriage for a lot of you. I am seeing children for a lot of you. I am seeing at least getting into a relationship where those things will be in the future for all of you, if you listen to the advice in this reading, okay? Don't stay stuck in these codependent relationships where you are not happy, you are not at peace, conflicts do not get resolved, you're left in emotional confusion. Walk away. Understand that there are friends for you currently who would not do that to you. There are hobbies and passions and interests for you. This person is not the center of your universe. Even this 10 of Cups moment, they have a family together, lifelong happiness. To get to this point, they did not make each other the center of the universe. They had their own lives, their own friends, their own personalities, and then their built life together. And that built life may have been 90% of their world, but they still kept in touch with themselves. And that is why they're so healthy. Okay. Anyways, that's your reading, guys. Thank you for joining me. Definitely leave me a comment down below and tell me how this resonated with you. And let me know which one of those thirds you're at. Are you single? Are you in a really awesome relationship? Or are you in a relationship that maybe sucks and you sort of resonated with that message of moving on? I would be honored if you left your stories down below. I love reading them, and I read all of them at some point in time. It may take me a few weeks, but I will read it. I promise. Okay. Yeah, and if you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there and spiritual life coaching sessions there, so check it out. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 2, and welcome. We're going to see what's next for you in love and apparently life as well within the next 12 months. Yeah, that's right. We're changing the reading up a little bit. Group number 1, randomly, the first second we started filming, we just got messages for the next 12 months specifically, and then also on top of love, also a little bit into life. So we're expanding a little bit, okay? So let's dive into it. Group number 2. So you have Othala coming out as your rune to represent what's next in love and life. And this is making the month of November stick out quite a bit. So the next time November rolls around, there may be some significant developments in your love life, your birthday, or the person you're asking about, the person who's next in love for you, who's most significant, maybe born in November. You don't have to have those birthdays, but the month of November is significant, okay? Now, Othala represents our family, our heritage, our tradition, and when its energy, when its course is run, we end up closer to family, closer to home, closer to our culture and our connection to that culture. And immediately when this came out, I thought, a lot of you are probably connecting with somebody who you share a similar culture with. Okay, so for example, a lot of you watching, like let's just say you're Irish American, you may be connecting with another Irish American. If you are from Jordan, you may be finding someone else who is from Jordan. Okay, and it could even be a little bit more broad. Like let's just say you are an East Asian immigrant in the country that you live in. You may be connecting with another East Asian immigrant, even if it's not the same country. If any of you are visiting home, like let's just say you live far away, when you're visiting home, you might find this person or have a strong connection to them, even if they are not in that home country. Like let's just say, for example, you start talking to a new friend and then you go to visit home. You're not going to see them for like a few weeks or whatever. And while you're away, you have really great phone conversations with them or really great text conversations with them. And you end up closer to them while you are close to your heritage, okay? Close to your family, your hometown energies, okay? So I hope that makes sense. Take it with a grain of salt. It is just, a tarot and rune reading. So, it doesn't have to 100% resonate for everyone. But then we have, with the astro dice here, Uranus in Capricorn in the 8th house. And Uranus shows this energy of rebelling against your culture, your traditions. So this is you and someone else who has a similar culture to you. However, you both sort of might be a little bit more rebellious or wanting progression or some sort of change within that culture. Does that make sense? So for example, let's just say you are both, I don't know, Irish people and you both have the very strong opinion that Ireland should reunite with each other. North and regular Ireland should reunite and secede from the United Kingdom. Like you might have that strong rebellious, like this is our land type of energy. And you bond on that. Like politically, you guys are aligned. And for some reason that is very important. It feels like the way that you think is very similar to this person's way of thinking. And even beyond politics, you may frequently find yourself as sort of the black sheep of your family or of the place you come from because, maybe you have personality, maybe you're unique, whatever the reason may be, you may feel like the black sheep, but then you find somebody who has very similar upbringing and experiences, even if they are technically from a different culture, they have very similar upbringing and experiences to you. And so it's like, okay, we can be the black sheep together. I'm getting that sort of vibe from this, which is extremely beautiful. And 8th house energy is extremely potent as well. It's life, it's death, it's inheritance, and especially paired with Othala, which rules over similar things. There's something here about tradition, inheritance, family that's coming through. I don't know. It's very interesting. And Capricorn, I feel like you're both hard workers. You both have a lot of ambition. But anyways, this is the card that you selected. And here's what it says. Surrender. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. Okay. A lot of different visions are flooding into my mind right now with that message. And I'm going to start sharing some of them because these are your personal stories, okay? Remember, this is a group reading. So what I'm about to say, it's not all going to resonate with you. It's resonating with certain people watching group number 2. Number 1, I'm picking up a vision of somebody who has a plan to move, like to a new city or back to your hometown or whatever. You will find love at that new location. I'm also seeing some of you guys may still be in contact or connection with an ex or an old situationship, old lover, whatever. And this is your message. It ain't them. Okay. It ain't them. So if you're craving love, go on new dates, find new people because, I'm not saying you have to cut them out of your life if you don't want to. However, it ain't them. Okay. That's another message. I just, a third one here is like just this idea of progression. this idea of wanting to move society forward and being really active in like the community or working hard to just spread awareness when it comes to, updated politics and policies and things of that nature. You know, it's really important for you to connect with someone similar in that regard. Okay. So some of you might disagree with me on this, but I had a really awesome customer the other day who was bringing up some spirit names that I have not heard in a long time. And it made me pull out my Demon Tarot book. And the Demon Tarot, like low key, is actually a really good tarot deck to get traits for someone. So I'm using that. Oh my gosh, we have Beelzebub coming out. Oh my God, guys, I had a dream about Beelzebub a few months back. I'm not going to share it, but we're going to read this from the book, learn more about the spirit. And guys, I just want you to keep in mind, like, these quote unquote demons are really just spirits from all over the place that have been demonized by the Christian church. So like, don't automatically assume that, you know, the shadow aspect of these spirits are going to like haunt you just because we're doing this reading. No, we're just getting information here. Beelzebub, the Lord of the Flies, is perhaps one of the best known names of hell, and after Satan and or Lucifer. Demonologists generally place his rank in hell quite high. Many writers list him as king of hell and second to Satan. Beelzebub is first mentioned by that name in the Book of Kings as the god of Philistine city. From that first mention, Beelzebub's fame only grew. Even Jesus was accused of being possessed by the demon because of Jesus' ability to cast out demons. Colin de Plancy quoted Milton and Solomon regarding Beelzebub's many appearances. Sometimes he is portrayed as having the appearance of a man, sometimes that of a fly, of which he is a lord, sometimes a wise and kindly looking man. So, wise and kindly looking man or woman. Okay. So your person that you're connecting with, I'm not saying they're Beelzebub, but they will be wise in the way that they use their words and articulate. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm getting a very like educated vibe from them. They don't even have to be educated. They could be a college dropout, just like me. Okay. But the way that they articulate themselves is very well read. They are educated and they're coming across as, kind. Somebody who has manners, which I hate that that's a rarity nowadays, but it is. So be on the lookout. Manners and wise. Perhaps a demon as old and powerful as Beelzebub can manifest in whatever appearance he chooses. So here's the inspiration. The title Lord of the Flies did not only apply to the fly's attraction to decay. Beelzebub was once thought of to be a very powerful oracle because the flies were his ears and eyes. The phrase to be a fly on the wall is a perfect modern day example of how that idea exists even now. See, as I'm reading this, I am getting visions of your person. Okay, I am seeing this person as quiet. You know, they're not the loudest person in the room because they're intelligent. You know, oftentimes the loudest people in the room are the least intelligent. Just being honest. You know, this is someone who might be a little bit more quiet, a little bit more to themselves. Also, I keep like thinking of glasses. So they might have glasses. They might not. I don't know. But that just keeps popping up in my mind, and like little sweaters and things like that. It's the vibe they're giving off, even if they don't dress that way. All right. Okay, a fly on the wall was once a servant of Beelzebub, but is now a metaphor for our desire to be an invisible listener in a room. How often do we wish to be a fly on the wall, to witness someone's embarrassing or dangerous secrets? Perhaps the desire to listen in where we cannot is sometimes for good, but we should consider that sometimes it is not. And the divination of this is beware of the line between curiosity and nosiness. This is the type of relationship where you go to a function together and you both kind of want to like leave early and go home to like snuggle and gossip. You know what I mean? It's like you go to a party and, oh yeah, you're so nice and charismatic with the people there. But yeah, at some point you're just like, man, I just really would rather be home on the couch with a blanket and some snacks with you, you know, and talking about what happened. It's that type of vibe. I love it. So you guys don't have to be introverts, but a lot of you probably are. Because this is very much like you're into the relationship. You're into the cozy connection type of vibe, cozy connection type of energy here. Really cool. And we have the shark spirit coming out, which is another interesting one. Wow. And I am getting a lot of Capricorn energy from this for some reason, even though this is a water sign and flies are obviously air. But yeah, I feel, surrender. You know what I'm getting a message of? Some of you guys keep people in your life because you're just curious as to like what they're up to and how their life would unfold, even if you know they're not the one for you, or logically speaking, you understand that they may not necessarily be the right person for you. So I'm kind of picking up on the presence for a lot of you. There could be situationships or exes or people that you're dating that you know logically is not compatible for you long term. And even friends, this could apply to friends too. Apply it wherever it resonates. You know they're not for you, and yet you still keep them in your life. And they give off shark energy, just like perusing the waters constantly, looking for their next meal or their next, sexual partner. That type of vibe. You get me? Like, why... Why keep these types of people in your life if you know that you're looking for something more, is my question. With the Eight of Pentacles, like you're looking for depth, clearly. With Capricorn, you're looking for loyalty, commitment. And I just feel like if you're wanting to bring that in, you need to sort of release this very subconscious hope and desire within you. Very subconscious. You're totally going to disagree with me consciously. Of wanting these types of shark people to suddenly change and be the person you need them to be. Because it ain't gonna happen. Okay? It ain't gonna happen. Let it go. Yeah, a lot of you guys are gonna be mad at that one. You're like, I already let go of my exes, actually. I can be friends with these people. No. I'm not saying it's impossible to be friends with your exes. However, like, here's my thing. If you broke up with them, there's usually a reason why. And usually that reason can be tied to you not liking them for some sort of reason. I don't know. Maybe this is just the way that my mind works, but like I view friends as very equal to relationships. Like I value my friendships so deeply. And I wouldn't want to be friends with somebody I wouldn't date. Does that make sense? Like personality wise. I mean, obviously like I have friends that I'm not attracted to whatsoever because they're either taken or they're not, attracted to women, or they're just not attractive to me, whatever. Like, that's fine. But like personality wise, like I would date them if they were in my ideal body type and circumstances. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense right now? Like, why keep people you don't like as your friend? Why keep people you don't like in your circle at all? Especially when they're giving this shark-like energy, and also this can apply to like the people you surround yourself with. If you are surrounded with friends who prioritize just sleeping around and, trying to get with as many girls as they can, or, as many guys as they can, as many people as they can, and they're just not serious about settling down and being in a relationship, but that's something that you want, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot by surrounding yourself with that sort of energy. And I don't know, for some reason, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing at all. Like, I feel like a lot of us have chapters in our life when we don't want something serious, or we're not pressed about it. Like, not all of us, obviously, but a lot of people do. And that's fine. That doesn't make them a bad person. However, for some reason, for your reading group number 2, I just want to say, like, be careful of the type of people you surround yourself with, because this could even show up for like friends who are not good for you, like not your real friends. Okay, so just pay attention to that. And some of you guys, these past few weeks or months, you have been letting go of people like that, or maybe you haven't, and you will. What I'm seeing, what's next in love and life, I'm seeing your social life sort of switch up and change around, not spending as much time with certain people because they just, I don't know, I don't want to call them a loser, but they just, like, I want to be friends with adults, who have their life together. And even if they don't have their life together, like, they're getting it together. People who take their life seriously, I don't want to be friends with people who just sit around and smoke weed all day and, swipe on Tinder and try to match with, like, every person alive and, still live in their mom's basement. Like, I'm just not interested. Like, I want to be with people who actively better their lives. And even if they are in those circumstances, like, they are doing things to better their life and growing as a person, evolving. Why wouldn't you want to surround yourself with people like that? I don't know. Pay attention. Just pay attention. That's all I want to say. What's next in love and life? I feel like you're letting go of people who are sharks. Illumination. Yeah, seeing things pretty differently is what I'm thinking. Absolutely. We have diligence. A lot of self-love here, a lot of working on oneself and working hard. I'm also picking up for some of you just the desire to get away from it all with Othala here. Like, for some of you could be the opposite, where like if you still live in your hometown and with the same old friends doing the same old stuff, never growing, never evolving, like you just may have this desire to go somewhere else or do something else. Yeah, I am definitely picking up on people like that. And it's like, when you do make that move, you'll find love. Or even if you decide to stay where you're at, no matter where that is, you're going to find somebody who thinks very similarly to you, where it's like feeling like it's difficult to really click with most people. It's like you're at the party, and while you love the laughter, the dancing, the fun, it's just like you just don't click 100% with most of the people there. And I see you clicking with somebody, like your partner, your person, they get it, you can have deep conversations. And that's why it's like more fun, in your opinion, to just snuggle up on the couch with them as opposed to like stay at the party all night long. Does that make sense? Very, very interesting. But I feel that this person, they don't feel super duper close. I feel like you have to close a few doors, say a few goodbyes before you meet. But let's get more information. It's next in love and life. New moon in Capricorn. So this is the second time Capricorn's coming out. Your hard work is paying off. Stunning. Okay, new moon in Capricorn happens in Capricorn season, end of December, beginning of January. That may be a significant time for you in love. And what you give in your love life is what you're going to get. Okay, so if you are staying at home crying that you don't have anyone and you really want a relationship, that's what you're going to get out of it. Get out and flirt your butt off. Go meet people. What you give is what you get. Let's see what else comes out. We have let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. See, that's the thing. Like, your friendships, your community is oftentimes where you meet your relationships from. Like, your serious relationships from. And that's why I'm saying, like, if you don't like your friends, if you don't like your community, you're going to have a hard time finding someone that you really resonate with romantically. So actually, your first step might be admitting and surrendering to like the people in your life who you just don't click with, like letting it go and seeking out better friendships for yourself, because through those friendships, I feel this love might really come forward for you. And, making friends who are similar to you, who have similar vibes to you, who you enjoy, who you like to spend time with, and putting it out there to them like, hey, I'm looking for love. If any of you guys know anyone, and they'll find you someone, or they'll help you do things to find that love, whether it is using dating apps, whether it's going out and looking hot on the town, they will help you. Wedding. This situation involves marriage. So there could be some weddings that you attend in the next 12 months. But I love this. Some of y'all might be getting married. Like, there's like a few of you, like maybe 2 or 3 of you watching who's getting married. Let me know in the comments if that's you. Girl, why are you watching this movie? Wow. Why are you watching this reading at that point? I feel like it'll go good. You got to surrender. Surrender. And you know what? I'm actually getting the story now of getting married, celebrating your love life. And again, pay attention to the sharks around you. Like, are your best women or men Your real friends, if your intuition's saying no, let them go. Wow. Wow. What's next in love and life? Letting friends go, finding real friends for yourself, and letting those friends really help and support you and love you. They play a major role in your love story, way more than you realize. Beautiful. We have, oh my gosh, no place like home. All of these cards coming out, talking about home, hometown, your culture, your people. This is crazy. And I'm going to say what I said for group number 1. I'm going to read this from the book. And I know I always get like one comment that's like, oh, you're not a real reader. You read from the book. Okay, that's what the oracle is for. And I love this booklet. They come with specific relationship messages, and we're going to read them. Okay, we're going to read them. Lovers, friends, and companion animals are at home in your life right now. You are in sync and full of love, and you can be secure in the knowledge that it is reciprocated. Relationships elicit a sense of emotional safety, comfort, and the best aspects of familiarity now. See, that's what you're looking for. And if you're single, I feel like this is making a lot of sense. If you're single, or if you're somebody who's holding on to old friends or old lovers, what you're really desiring is that sense of familiarity. That's what you're craving, even if it's toxic for you. And you can recreate that sense of familiarity over again in people who are new. All you have to do is spend time with them, like keep spending time with them, and eventually that sense of familiarity will build. Your companionship will build. Absolutely. Be home in this relationship. Together you add to the love of the world. Oh my gosh, what a beautiful message. I feel, group number 2, that you guys are just craving that sense of family. And, for some of you, you might not have really had a strong sense of family growing up. So I understand why it is so hard for you to let go of people, and so hard for you to just say, oh, this person isn't good for me, and move on. I get it. But you deserve this sense of family in people who really, really get you. Oh my gosh. Yes. And in people who are similar to you, who have the same thought process. You'll just feel like $1,000,000, I promise you. But you need to create that for yourself if you don't have it already. Then we have the question why, just why, coming out for your love life. So let's see what this is all about, what the relationship message is here, if I can find it. And, if some of you are already like in long-term happy relationships, I feel like the thing here that's happening in your love life next 12 months is letting go of the fake friends, as we mentioned, and creating like your relationship friends, like a group of people that both you and your partner hang out with, and they feel like family, Anyways, here's the relationship message. We don't always know why we engage in our relationships in the way that we do, mostly because our feelings aren't always logical. Now is the time to recognize whether you are being triggered by someone else, or if your behavior is motivated by unresolved issues in the past. When you ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? And why did I say that? And spend some time in introspection, the answers may be surprising. Listen to the messages from your intuition, from the knowing deep within you. And I just saw 24:24. Oh my gosh, I saw 24:24 on my camera timer. Then I glanced at the clock and it's 4:24. So 24:24:24. That type of number sequence is coming out. That may mean something for a lot of you. The number 2 has to do with relationships, and the number 4 has to deal with stability. So it comes back to that message of desiring nothing. There's nothing you want more in your life than that sense of familiarity. And a lot of you guys have been chasing that sense of familiarity, that sense of home. And here's the issue. If you did not have a good home growing up or healthy relationships growing up, you're seeking out that sense of familiarity, and it's toxic. It's attracting sharks, okay? So how can you rewrite the script of what is familiar in your life? You can rewrite it at any point. Listen to the messages from your intuition, from the knowing deep within you. What does it tell you about yourself and others? In the end, life is all about being loved. Miracles and a deep understanding of your needs and how to get them met are the buried treasures of the why. Uncover them by posing the most powerful question you can ask yourself and your partner today. Why? Oh my gosh, I love that. What's next in love for you? A lot of reflection on what feels familiar to you. Surrendering the bad parts of that familiarity and saying, I can rewrite the script here. I don't have to keep attracting the negative familiarity anymore. I can attract the positive familiarity and create more of that positive familiarity for myself. A lot of like personal work and healing. Wow, 4 of Wands in reverse. And I just saw 2626 on the clock. Oh my gosh, I'm 2 in alignment. 2626 on the clock, glanced at the actual clock, and it's 426 now. Wow. The number 2, again, relationships. The number 6 talks about comfort and familiarity and home. Crazy. I'm not making this stuff up, guys. So we have the 4 of Wands, which shows a marriage and is a card of stability and love and passion and marriage, but it's coming out in reverse here, and it really coordinates with this wedding element. Some of you guys may be attending quite a few weddings in the next 12 months, but also like I really feel like a lot of you desire just a marriage partner, and it is safe for you to say that. You know, if you start dating, just say, hey, like I'm looking for my person, my spouse, looking for my future husband or wife. Okay, so if you don't want anything to do with that, don't even bother talking to me. Like if you just want something casual, don't even bother talking to me. And stop trying to convince yourself, group number 2, that you want something casual when you don't. Okay? Or that you can do something casual when you can't. Because I feel like a lot of you at the core of your soul just desperately want people who love you consistently, and you're not going to find that in these casual hookups, these casual connections. And as much as you want to tell yourself like, oh, it's fine, it's not fine. So let's see what else wants to come out. I'm going to pull 6 cards for you guys, and we'll just flip them out when we flip them out. Okay. We have the 2 of Coins in reverse. Balance, harmony, stability. Guys, where in your life do you feel like you're lacking stability? Whether it is stable relationships, friendships, finances, health, etc. Getting that under control is what's going to happen for you in the next 12 months. Working hard to get that under control. Capricorn energy coming out twice. If, for example, you are financially like in the red, these next 12 months, you're working hard, like literally career-wise, making money, working hard to create stability within yourself there. I'm seeing root chakra work taking place, getting yourself into a place where you're good on your own. Diligence. Like I said, I keep coming back to like working hard, remaining diligent, getting yourself secure in the clear. And as much as you may want someone to come sweeping in and solving all of your problems, it's on the journey of solving your own problems that you will find love that is stable. When you create what you desire within yourself first, if you're wanting someone who is a stable partner, who will be here for you for the long term, you have to create that for yourself. Create stability for yourself. Be here for yourself in the long term. You know, quit waiting for someone to solve your problem. This is a problem I see in a lot of women. And, you know, I'm not trying to make things gendered. It's just I've noticed certain problems in men versus women, or feminine versus masculine people. And one of the problems here is like some people, like let's just say they want to go traveling, or they have financial issues, or they're like homeless or whatever. They sort of wait for a partner to come around and solve that problem for them, you know, or like let's just say they're living with their ex and trying to take care of their kid or whatever. Like they're not going to move out until they move out with like a partner. You know what I mean? Like waiting for a partner to solve their problems for them. That's not going to attract a partner who will actually do that. Does that make sense? Once you start being the partner that you need for yourself, you will attract this amazing love, this amazing marriage. We have the 6 of coins in reverse. Exactly. Help yourself first. Let your friends help you as well. You have a thriving community of people, whether you realize it or not, who are here to help you in whichever way you need help. Don't put your life on pause until you have the right partner. Like, create life now, live your life now, and that will attract the partner that you are desiring. We have the 2 of Cups. So beautiful. What's next in love? We see good relationships. Legitimately healthy, secure relationships. I am seeing a journey of several months here of working hard, okay? Getting yourself balanced, getting, quote unquote, your life together, being the partner that you need for yourself. And then we see this person coming in who is very much themselves. You're very much yourself. You have your lives together individually, and you come together in love. 10 of Swords, an ending. There's going to be some closed doors. I told you, some goodbyes here. Cutting people off who are sharks. And notice how in this scenario, they're on a boat and they're throwing these arrows or swords or whatever down into the water like sharks, like, no, you're not going to harm me. So there will be some endings, some goodbyes. We have the 2 of Wands. Again, I love these 2s. So much 2s coming out, which shows a relationship coming through. Deep one-on-one connection. This is somebody who can be your date to weddings, who can talk to you, who is your home. They feel like home, that sense of familiarity that you're desiring. We see that coming through in your reading beautifully. It comes through your community. And it comes through once you find this partner within yourself. So stunning. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Definitely watch for your... oh my God, I'm so stuck on my second channel. I was going to say watch for your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. That's my second channel. Okay. Like this video, comment how it resonated down below, and subscribe to the channel if you've not already. If you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there and spiritual life coaching sessions there, so check it out. And if you want some furniture from Li Chen, I will leave the link to that in the comments and description as well. So I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye. Hello, group number 3, and welcome. Let's see what is next for you in love and in life in the next 12 months. Yeah, we changed the reading up a little bit in group number 1. So not only are we looking into what's next for you in love, but we'll also see a little bit into life itself, and with the specific timing of 12 months. So the rune that came out for you is called Gabo. And this is the rune of generosity, giving, gifts. So I am seeing a gift will be given to you from somebody who is significant for you in your love life at some point in time within these next 12 months. And our astro dice, we have the South Node with Pisces with the 5th house. And South Node energy does talk about the past. It does talk about people we already have a history with. So I feel what's next for you in love will involve somebody that you already know. You've already met this person. Some of you could even be with them. Okay, this could be somebody who you haven't spoken to in a while, or you had your separation, your time apart from each other. And whoever this may be, though, gifts may be significant. This could even be just a friend of yours, no romantic history. You already talk to each other. You already know each other. You already see each other. And, maybe you guys, every time you see each other, you give each other a little gift, whatever that may be. It feels very light. It feels free with the 5th house coming out. It feels like you have the same hobbies and interests. And that's what draws you guys back in towards each other, because, you guys may have such specialized personalities that not a lot of people can relate to, or sometimes not a lot of people respect. For example, a lot of people who read or watch tarot, who are very spiritually aligned in that way, are very harshly judged every day. And I feel so lucky that we have communities like this online that makes us all feel normal. And accepted for who we are. But sometimes I forget, honestly, we all have our bubbles, you know, of people who make us feel comfortable. And then we go out into the world outside of those bubbles and we realize just how judgmental people can be. You know, like I'll give you a personal example. Several years ago when I met my dental hygienist and she asked me what I do for a living, I told her what I do, and she looked terrified and she literally like blessed herself and wasn't really friendly with me from that point on, like kept it very professional, but like her vibes was off. She seemed like scared of me. It was really uncomfortable. And you know, I hear people coming back and just talking about how really like deeply conservative and judgmental their coworkers are, and I'm like, there are a lot of people out there who hate, with a capital H, people like us who don't appreciate or respect your individual personality traits. Hate, legitimately, whatever that may be, whether it's because you're spiritual but not religious, whether that is because you are LGBTQIA plus, whether it is, you know, fill in the blank, a woman, a person of color, whatever it may be. There are already group number 3, a lot of people who don't even give you a chance, who don't even respect you at a human level on this planet, for whatever reason that may be. And I see you connecting with someone who is like you know, in similar ways. And it's hard for you guys to let go of each other because you're both rare to come by. And so this is somebody you already met. They could be a good friend. You could have a history. It'll look different for all of you. But yeah, there's a lot of generosity coming in this relationship in the upcoming 12 months, I want to say, and it will evolve. Okay, so this is the card that you selected. Beautiful. We even see the third eye illuminated there. And this says, deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Wow, yeah. You're already guided towards certain soul family members of yours. And, you know, maybe you're not super close right now, but I feel in the next 12 months, you will become closer to these people who you like just get each other, you know. It feels very beautiful. Okay, some of you might disagree with me. Speaking of things that get people to ridicule you, I decided for this reading to use the Demon Tarot because I had a lovely customer ask about a certain spirit that I have not heard their name in such a long time, and I had to pull out the Demon Tarot book and read all about it. And so while it was out, I figured this would actually be a really good tarot deck to get describers, like descriptions of the person that will be significant for you next in your love life. So you have, I don't know how to pronounce this, Buffonite, whatever, Buffonite. Little toad guys dancing, so cute. And I just want to clarify here, I hate the word demon because really I feel like, and this book, the Demon Tarot, it goes into basically like briefer descriptions of this dude in like the 1800s created a collection of all of the quote unquote demons that the church demonized. And these are just regular spirits, sometimes even gods and goddesses and spirits of light, angelic spirits that the Christian church demonized. So I don't know. Let's just read about it. And we're not necessarily talking to the spirit. We're not summoning them. We're just reading about them and seeing what descriptions, what divinations we can get out of this. So here's the annotation. Buffonite is another symbol of magic and power. See also brooms. But brooms is a spirit. But this one is far more legendary in nature. Buffonite, or toadstone, first mentioned in the mythology around the time of Pliny the Elder, is a magic jewel that is said to grow inside toads and is a cure-all to poisons, much like the bezoar found in the brain of a toad. And I just want to pause and say toads and frogs are very, very close familiars to witches and highly spiritual people, especially mediums. Okay, there is toad symbolism in on every single continent and their indigenous culture, and every continent that has toads and frogs. You know, there is sacred meaning and message, because toads are crazy. They're wild. They're like the hallucinogens of animals, you know, and some people even use like toad mucus as a hallucinogenic substance to purge the body, purge the spirit. So they're extremely close spiritually to anybody who's strongly connected to spirit. And I think that's very significant, because we were kind of going off on this little tangent earlier about how it's so rare to find another person who may have the same exact traits that you often get criticized and demonized for. And I told you that story about my dental hygienist treating me like I'm weird because I'm a tarot reader and a medium. And I feel like you guys really, really relate to that. So you may be connecting in the next 12 months romantically with somebody who has your same religious or spiritual beliefs. And it's going to be like a breath of fresh air. You're going to have so many amazing conversations. Okay. Like Bezor, there is no scientific basis for the belief that bufenite was any sort of antidote, but jewelry was created from gems supposedly harvested from toads to ward against ills. So the inspiration of this card is this. Perhaps there is no scientific basis for the claims that bufenite is an antidote, let alone that it existed at all. Many bufenite amulets were in fact fossilized fish heads, but as a metaphor, it is still quite powerful. Toads were often described as witches' familiars. Exactly, I just said that. And their skin was thought to be used in all manner of magical poisons. Yet, from inside the head of those toads, folklore also invented a cure. Very beautiful. I'm telling you, frogs and toads, crazy, mystical, crazy, magical. They give off like fairy energy, and they connect us to those realms. You know, frogs really connect with people who may have accidentally or purposefully hopped realms or jumped realities, or frequently like meditates, does shamanic journeys, things of that nature. The divination of this is this: focus on finding worth and beauty in circumstances or items that others may regard as ugly. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, but this is getting creepy. Like how aligned all of these messages are. Finding worth in what other people find ugly. Now, here's the thing, guys. Y'all are beautiful. You're not ugly and they're not ugly. You're both gorgeous. But this is what I'm trying to describe. And literally the image on this is so perfect. It's like most people are afraid of toads and frogs and think they're creepy and ooey gooey and they don't want to touch them. And it's like, okay, well, nobody wants to touch me and nobody wants to touch you. So let's dance together and enjoy this life, you know? Like there are certain personality traits that you and this person shares that is massively, that's not a word. The majority of people, unfortunately, hate. Like straight up. Like we're not going to sugarcoat it. You're a lovely person. And you know what it is? I feel like everyone who selected group number 3, you are a polarizing person because you are fiercely yourself. You are fiercely authentic, and that rubs inauthentic people the wrong way. But the other people who are authentic, you give them permission to be themselves, and they love you. Very polarizing. And I feel like you're very in tune with nature, with magic, with spirituality, like real spirituality. None of that false, like, oh, you have to pay to get into heaven BS. You know what I mean? Things like that. Like, no, you are truly connected to yourself, to wellness, to Earth's magic. And unfortunately, we are living in a time where the majority of people will demonize you for your spiritual practices or even your lifestyle. You may have a certain lifestyle that, again, is highly demonized or criticized, but the next person in your love life is exactly that lifestyle or has exactly those same spiritual beliefs. And it's like, wow, I can't believe I found you. Oh my gosh, another toad. It's very beautiful. All right. We have the vulture coming out. Guys, I need a little sip of water here. Your reading is, I don't want to say it's scaring me, but I haven't felt some of these feelings in a pick a card reading before, where I just feel like there are, and I'm not trying to scare you, I'm sure you already know this, but there's like a lot of people for some reason just like judging you so harshly. It feels like bullying, or like waiting for your downfall. You know what this feels like? It feels like let's just say someone is like a gay witch, practices witchcraft, is gay or lesbian, and they're living in like a really small conservative town. That's the sort of polarizing type of energies I'm feeling from you. And you're in this position that's really stress inducing and scary, because you are the minority. You are the outlier. And who you are and what you're doing is actually very beautiful and aligned with nature and should be the majority of people. But it's a little frightening, I gotta say. I don't like this. And some of you watching may be living under abusive circumstances. Now, I don't do readings for abusive relationships or dynamics, because there's always the same answer, and that is get out as fast as humanly possible. And for a lot of you, this may be including living with family members, for example, that are really against who you are, just don't like you for who you are, and could be verbally, emotionally, physically, spiritually abusive towards you. And it does not matter if someone doesn't hit you. They can still be abusing you emotionally, mentally. Look up the symptoms. Just look up the symptoms. If you feel like this resonates with you, look up the symptoms of mental abuse, emotional abuse. Ask Chat GBT if you want. I don't give a crap. But this is scary. And I think what you don't realize is how much in survival mode your nervous system is when you're in this position in life. Okay? And by the way, if this reading doesn't resonate with you at all right now, you can go back and select another group. I understand this is a very specific reading. Okay? It won't resonate with everyone. But you don't understand how living in these circumstances, surrounded by these vultures, sort of waiting for people, quote unquote, people like you to have their downfall, it keeps your nervous system on high alert. Imagine being a rabbit or a toad in a forest, and you live in a part of the forest where there is just mountain lions everywhere. You're going to be on high alert all the time. All the time. That's what this feels like. I don't like it one bit. And it feels like such solace, such a gift from the universe. I almost want to cry. It feels like such a gift from the universe to connect with someone who gets it and who's here with you and who understands it. Oh my gosh. It is like, it reminds me of that song, Take Me to Church, actually, by Hosier. It's like, there's a lyric from that song. What is it? Basically, the whole premise of the song is like, take me to church, and church being their lover's arms, as opposed to the institution that bullied them. I don't know why. There could be some religious trauma here from some of you watching, that you may be trying to heal from. And your lover, your next partner or whatever, whoever you're connecting with over these next 12 months may really be helping you heal from that. South Node energy, past and Pisces energy, karmic experiences. Pisces controls religious traumas like that, institutionalized thinking like that. And South Node talks about our past, where we come from and what we need to heal from. Your South Node might be in Pisces as well. My South Node is in Pisces. So, and then the 5th house, entertainment, hobbies, finding a community of people that get it, who get you, So beautiful, so necessary. Okay, let's see what else comes out. Oh gosh, we have standstill coming out. It's like a town or environment that never seems to grow or evolve. There's only so much growth you can find in a place like that. And it's okay to go back and visit, but if you're wanting to, for some of you, you know what I'm seeing? What might be holding you back in love? I don't know why I'm seeing a lot of small town people in group number 3. And it's like you have a very specific person that's trying to come through, and your chances of meeting them in such a small town are going to be slim. I'm not going to lie. And it's like you don't even like the town you live in. I love small towns. Okay, don't get me wrong. If I had money, I would move to one. Okay, like a nice wooded area with nature. Oh my gosh, it sounds like a dream. However, my dream may be another person's nightmare, because a lot of these smaller towns do have very biased, dogmatic ways of thinking. Cities have pros and cons. Small towns have pros and cons. Listen, I grew up more in the city, and violence has traumatized me. So there's pros and cons to everywhere you live on this planet. But I feel like for a lot of you, you might want to consider moving out and putting yourself into a physical location where there are there's a much greater concentration of people like you, whatever the heck that means. Whatever that means. And I think you'll find a lot of peace there, and your body, your nervous system will start to relax a little bit. You'll be a rabbit surrounded by rabbits, not a rabbit surrounded by lions, Protection, exactly, guys, you have so much protection around you right now. It's insane. You don't even understand the amount of ancestors, spirit guides. Might sound crazy to some people, but if you're particularly close to nature, some of you guys literally talk to plants or telepathically communicate with trees or something like that. But the trees in particular in your neighborhood protect you spiritually. They keep people away from you who mean harm. So if you ever make plans with somebody and then they keep canceling and they won't come over or whatever, there could be protection in that. And it comes from the trees, ironically. I highly recommend everybody gets to know their local trees because they're very, very powerful at spiritual protection. Honestly, plant a tree, a native tree, especially on your property. Ask it to protect your house. You're golden. I mean, use locks. Don't be an idiot. Continue using your locks and things like that. But you're gonna be golden. Okay. Wow. I don't like the energy of this reading. I love what I'm seeing here in love, your romantic life with these little toads. There is great love coming for you, but in your heart, you need to get yourself out of the fire and into a safe space in some way, shape, or form. We have the gibbous moon. You're very close to achieving your goal. Try to avoid victim mentality here. Oh, but Laura, I can't move out of my parents' house because fill in the blank. Listen, let me tell you, from one person who comes from a neglectful, toxic, abusive household to another, yes, you will struggle financially if you're not financially ready to move out. However, that financial stress is less stressful than abuse stress. Does that make sense? And I wouldn't wish financial stress on anyone. It is one of the worst forms of stress. However, it is still better than abuse stress. So I don't care if you have to work 80-hour work weeks. Get yourself out of an abusive situation, because the peace you will feel after you get out, the amount of growth rapidly unfolding in your life that happens after you get out, is going to be worth all of the pain and struggle. I am telling you, if you keep yourself stuck in these harsh environments where people actively don't like you or are actively waiting for your downfall, you are keeping yourself at a standstill. and preventing things like this love from unfolding and coming into your life. Don't wait for it to come into your life to get away from this toxicity or this closed-mindedness. You can do it. You can absolutely do it, guys. Listen, I moved out when I was 20, way before I was financially ready. And I was in very lucky circumstances. But I made less than $8,000 a year for like my first 3 years after I moved out. Like, I'm telling you, but it was worth it. I would do it all again because it was worth it. Ay. We have cleaning it up or clean it up coming out for you. And this deck has relationship messages that I want to read for you. And I'll tell you what I told the other groups. I've had people, there's always like one person that's like, you're not a real reader because you're reading from the book. That's what oracle cards are for, dummy. Okay. Time to clear the air. Take a look at your side of the street and say what's on your mind. Sweep away the old stuff so that the spring breeze can flow through with new energy. See, this is the second time we're having that message here with the South Node, with Pisces and its karma, with clean it up. It is time for you to let go of anything from the past that holds this negative, dark vibration. Even exes or anything like that just are not in communication with you, offer a toxic relationship. Okay, like for example, if any of you like rekindled a friendship with an ex and they keep canceling plans for some reason, that's the tree spirit protecting you. Okay, just letting you know, the tree spirit's from around where you're at. But here's the weird thing. For others of you, I feel like this person coming in is somebody you already know or is, somebody you have a history with. So I don't know. This will be a little tricky. Navigate using your intuition. It's the perfect time to do an inventory of your dynamics and see what's yours and what's not yours to clean up the relationship. Everyone brings some baggage. Sort through what you brought with you and let go of what is no longer needed. Become unencumbered and your relationship will flourish. Absolutely. Your love life will flourish once you unencumber yourself from the past. And I don't know why, for a lot of you, I'm picking up a large percentage of you still living at home with parents or with family. And once you move out, your love life will flourish a lot more, okay? And I know I see this more and more and more. People still living with family as they get older and older, like into their 30s and whatnot. And, I understand it because financially it's difficult. Getting a place is difficult in some countries. But yeah, that should really be like top priority. If you're wanting a serious adult relationship, it's very difficult to achieve when you're still living with family. In a lot of cultures, in a lot of places, depending on your family too, regardless of culture. We have here and now coming out. Yeah, and look, red flag. It says you are here. So let's read what this is saying, what the relationship message is with this, with the number 32. 32, if I can find it. Okay. It's easy to yearn for a love affair or friendship you may not have right now. One that's more romantic, more fun, more reliable, more passionate. The good old days are gone and a new day has dawned. Let your heart trust that you have everything you need right now, whether you have the relationship you desire or not. Tomorrow is beyond your reach. Yesterday cannot return. The now is all that is available to you. Stay present and aware that in this moment, as you cherish and approve of your beautiful self, you are a magnet for love. Spirit is madly in love with you right now. Did you know that? Turn to Spirit to feel the joy of love in the here and now. Absolutely. And if right here, right now, you're not feeling at peace, you're not feeling safe, you're not feeling comfortable, that is your priority right now, okay? If right now you're feeling social, you're feeling like you want to talk to somebody, then that's your priority. Go talk to somebody. You know what I mean? Instead of saying, oh, I'll do that tomorrow, or, oh, I should have done that yesterday. What do you feel right now I really do feel like yoga and intuitive stretching would be really, really great for you guys, because it'll help you get into that present moment. Like, oh, right now my hip is really tense. Like, I got to stretch it this way, that way, and it feels really good. It feels better. Like, just that practice helps you get more and more into the present moment. Like, oh, okay, like I'm here. This is how I'm feeling, because sometimes we just completely bypass how we feel physically, how we feel emotionally, because we just keep ourselves entertained with all of these tasks and completely just bypassing how we're feeling. And also our intuitive feelings, like, oh, I feel restricted in this environment. I feel loved in this environment. We can bypass all of that as well as we go about our daily lives. And it's so important to stop and allow ourselves to feel what we're feeling and tune into that and make adjustments where necessary. We have healing family issues. See, this is what I'm talking about. Everything's like talking about the same thing. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm seeing religious trauma. I'm seeing either like abusive or mean families. You know, it's like your love of life benefits as you forgive your parents and as you heal from your family issues. And if you're living in an environment that is causing arguing all the time and fights like this, you know, how do you expect your love life to thrive? Go out and start your own life, your own journey. Get your own place where you can be you, your own community where you can be you. We have past life relationship. This is what I'm saying. And we had the South Node and Pisces as well. Like, you already know this person. Even if this is a brand spanking new person coming in, like, you have had past lives with them. So they're going to feel so familiar when you first meet them. It says you have known each other before. So that's confirmation right there, baby. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. All right, we got to get some tarot out here. Really, if I had to summarize everything so far, like next 12 months, what's next in love, I am seeing you getting your own place, honestly, if you don't have that already. I'm seeing you becoming more independent, creating, connecting more with a community of like-minded individuals and making that your priority. Like, just meeting people, even if it's one-on-one or one at a time, meeting with people who are of the same community as you, the one that, you know, you're hated for, whatever that one may be. And you may meet this person through there. Okay. And what does that mean? Like, how would you do that? Some of you may ask me. Like, how would I just find my community? Well, I don't know. It depends on your lifestyle. You know, maybe there's like a group meetup for something. Maybe there is, I mean, even if you don't have that or you're not into that, like me, you know, you could even use like dating apps or online, like Messenger or social media, to find people of similar interests. You know, there's so many ways you can meet people and get into a community that you want to get into. Okay. We have the devil coming out. Yeah, not surprised about this one. This shows being restricted, feeling like you're restricted. You're not actually trapped here, but this is definitely that energy of like someone being very abrasive and authoritative and not respecting who you are as an individual. This could also be like toxic patriarchy type of energy, toxic religion type of energy, and feeling like you're just stuck in this small town, stuck in this particular set of circumstances when you're not. Okay. The Lovers. Oh. Guys, I'm telling you, this love story that's unfolding feels so good. Oh my gosh, you are really like, this is one of those things where you're gonna be like, oh my god, this is my twin flame. Even if you hate the concept of twin flames like me, you don't think it's real, and like, it's so powerful when you meet this person that you may be like, huh, you know what, actually I do feel like incredibly drawn to this person. Like, there is a massive draw you feel to each other, because like I said, like, you truly cannot replace this person, and they cannot replace you, because you know, it is so rare to meet another person of the same quality. And it's literally going to be like two unicorns spotting each other in a forest. And it's like, oh my gosh, I've been the only unicorn I've ever met my entire life, living amongst zebras. And there's another unicorn. I can't believe it. And it's like, we have to make love right now. Like, we got to make more unicorns. We got to, like, you know what I mean? It's like, put a baby in me. No, I'm kidding. Well, maybe not. I don't know. It depends on some of you. We have the 10 of coins. Speaking of babies, which is legacy, having multiple generations and your own home, your own home, your own place. I don't know why this person like is bringing out a breeding kink in you, even if you're gay, like even if you're like two men, two lesbians, can't even have kids to each other. It's like, put a baby in me, impregnate me. I don't know. Is this too much? Is this too much for one reading? You're very, very attracted to each other. Like it is next level attraction and guidance towards each other. And it's like one of those relationships where you never want to let go. And because of that, this could come with attachment issues. Like you're terrified of this not working out. So I would pay attention to any form of self-sabotage that may come up in either of you, accidentally like rejecting the relationship before it even is a thing because you're afraid of losing it. So backwards. Attachment issues are weird. It's like, yeah, I'm so afraid of you walking away, so I'm just going to walk away first so I can hurt myself before you do. So dumb. And it's like, okay, honey, I could have been like the love of your life and we could have been together forever, but you didn't even try. You didn't even let yourself find out. If you're wanting great love, you have to open yourself up to great loss and rejection and heartbreak, because you know what? We all die. We're either going to end in divorce or death. So separation or death. So just put your heart out on the line. Heck it. Life is painful anyways. You might as well live a little. You might as well fall in love messily and beautifully. And just living life to the fullest with this person. Oh my gosh. We have the Fool in reverse. Yes, this is waiting for you. And you just have to say yes to it. I'm wondering if some of you already have this person and they have attachment issues that you're like picking up on. You know what I mean? Like they could be the one, or you could be the one that is like trying to reject this before it takes off. I am seeing that energy again. And you know what? It's very foolish. If anyone has done that to you, they're feeling very foolish about it. They may have done some reflecting and feeling very foolish. Like, I can't believe I rejected the love of my life because I was so afraid of losing them. That was one of the dumbest things I could have done. And, they may come to you with some sort of big gift, with Gaybo coming out, some sort of big gift like, hey, I was really dumb. Please take me back or something of that nature. We have the Two of Coins in reverse here. I hate to be that toxic tarot reader that's like, oh, they're going to come back. But for some of you, I really do see that's the scenario. The Tower in reverse. Yeah, there could have been, for some of you, some sort of big break or separation. Because here's the thing. You both come from this position of being rejected quite a bit or not understood. So when you finally find each other and understand each other and embrace each other, it is going to bring out way more emotions and feelings of love than the average relationship will. Like the feelings here in this relationship are going to be incredibly intense. And so not for all of you, but for some of you, either you or them, that intensity can cause some like mental health issues or like, cause some false starts in the relationship. And you may have already experienced this, or, it might happen, it might not happen, but there's definitely going to be a moment after this love comes in. And Tower moment in reverse with the Lovers coming out. This to me is such a spiritually intense partnership. Like so intense that you really have to be high level maturity, high level self-care, high level, like just nurturing yourself as well as the relationship in order for it to work out, because that intensity may cause like a period of separation or a period of like trying to figure things out. Wow. I don't believe in twin flames. I think the whole concept of twin flames can be really toxic at times, but if I did believe in twin flames, I would definitely say that the two of you are it, like you just can't stop thinking about each other. You just can't get each other off of your minds after you meet, after you initiate some sort of contact. And, there might be some sort of romantic give and take that happens. and then the feelings get too intense, and then you back off from each other. Group number 3, I'm not even exaggerating. This is the 3rd time I'm filming your outro. The first time the card stopped recording, like as I was talking and right about to do it. So then I did it again, but I forgot to plug the microphone in. So 3rd time's a charm. That's why like everything's all messed up and the cards are away. Okay, I'm gonna repeat what I said 2 other times. What I'm seeing for the next 12 months for you overall, to summarize, is if you want to bring this love into your life faster, I would highly recommend finding your community of people. You know, that thing we were talking about where you get judged, you get criticized. Start talking to more people who are part of that community. I don't care if you have to go to a class or some sort of group, like organized community, or if you literally just meet like-minded people from the internet or like dating websites. I don't care. Create more friends who are a part of that community. And if you have to move to find people a part of that community, then move. And another thing you're going to do in the next 12 months is keep working towards greater levels of independence, okay? Financial independence. If you're living with family, for example, like saving up to move out on your own, things like that. And on the path of doing these things, not even like you don't have to reach the destination. You know, there is no destination really. On the path of doing those 2 things, you will meet this person. And it will be very, very beautiful. So do that, okay? Now, what I want you guys to do is like this video, comment how it resonated down below if you feel comfortable sharing your stories. I would love to read them. And subscribe if you have not already. Doing all of these things helps me out a lot. You know, it spreads this channel to many different people and helps grow our community of like-minded people who are into tarot and spirituality, which is very similar vibes to your community that you get ridiculed for. So doing all of those things help grow the channel. And if you want a personal reading with me one-on-one, the link to that is always in the description box, spiritpsychic.org. I also offer my intention oils there and spiritual life coaching sessions there. So if you want a personal reading, you can pretty much ask whatever question that you want and talk about any subject, any backstory you want to leave, you can leave, and I'll do your reading. The life coaching is essentially hour-long reading, so the regular readings are 30 minutes. There are multiple types you can choose from. Many of them are pick your own questions, and some of them are more structured. If you like a tarot spread to follow, you know, you don't have any questions in mind. And the life coaching is totally like self-guided, so you email me your questions, your backstories, what's going on in your life, what you want the reading on. And I'll do your reading probably about 7 days afterwards. And then you'll have the option to have daily email correspondence with me for a whole week, you know, just talking about whatever it is that you want to talk about, you know, whatever the reading's on, whatever you want, any questions. And then we'll continue the process every week for however long you get it. So one session is essentially one reading and a week of daily email correspondence. I also have 4 weeks, so like a month, that'll be 4 readings with daily email correspondence every day that month. And then also I do 12 weeks. So I think it's a really cool offering if you guys are interested. And of course, you know, my intention oils are amazing. I handcraft them per order. So if you get an intention oil, I will make it with your energy in mind. And I'm the only one that makes it. Using my magic and your magic and making these oils. I have my goddess energy intention oil, which helps you radiate more goddess energy and is really good if you want to attract anyone. It's great for love, honestly. And my money and abundance oil, which is, you know, self-explanatory. It helps you manifest more money. And then I have my third eye open oil, which is great for attracting fated partnerships and soulmates, but also keeping you spiritually protected and triggering a lot of like enlightening experiences and feelings of enlightenment and wisdom. So, and connecting with your spirit guides. So they're all on my website, and I'll also link down below the link to Li Chen, so the furniture place. All right. Bye-bye.